Alright kids, we need to talk. When you're first learning astrology, it's a little bit scary and confusing hearing all the different perspectives on the exact same thing. One person says that anything but whole sign is complete garbage, absolutely inaccurate, and not fit for human consumption. The next person says, well, I use both, so it doesn't really matter. Another person says that Placidus is the only way to go. It is the only house system that makes sense. It's what everyone should do. But you are trying to manifest something with a new moon, and it is in a different house in Placidus than it is in whole sign. And so you're completely confused. Everybody is so confident in their own position that you're like, who the heck do I follow? Like, who is right here? Because everybody says that they're right, and I'm very confused, and I feel like I'm always doing it wrong, or I'm doing it wrong according to somebody else. So I am here to give you full permission. Follow whoever you feel like resonates with you the most. The beautiful thing about astrology is that there are so many ways to practice it, and they all work. So if you guys listen to Astrology Hub, Amanda, who is the founder, she had a podcast with Rick Levine, and this is actually a question that she asks a lot, and it's, what is astrology? Or like, why does astrology work? And so she asked Rick Levine, and I've taken a few classes from him, and he's an amazing astrologer. I really appreciate his perspective. But one thing he said is that it's magic. That's why it works. And that is something that I've seen time and time again. And I am fluent in several house systems, and so when I do readings, you know, if a person comes to me and they're just like, I really want a whole sign perspective, I can read in whole sign, no problem. My preferred way to read and how I read my own charts is in Placidus. However, I'm fully confident that they both work. But when I go to my astrologer, when I go ask her perspective, she reads in whole sign. And so that is something that I appreciate because it's outside of my comfort zone. It's me listening to something from a different perspective. It's me giving readings that I can't give myself. Hearing her take on it, hearing what comes to her through the reading that might be something that was just given to her the day before or during the reading, this moment of enlightenment that she is allowed to pass on to me. So this is a big topic for me just because I do study yods and I do a lot of things around yods, and they're a very controversial subject. That's hard to say. That's really hard to say. They're very controversial in the astrological community. So if you listen to me, if you listen to my perspective, more than likely you will have heard somebody else's perspective as well. If you feel like their perspective makes more sense, please follow them. If it resonates stronger with you, and that's going with everybody. And another thing about astrology and YouTube and all this stuff is sometimes you outgrow a certain person, a certain perspective, and that is okay. Some astrologers are really amazing when you're first starting out. Other astrologers are really amazing at spelling out a new perspective, a new way of looking at things that you never thought of before. So this is just freedom and permission to please follow whoever resonates most with you. I'm not offended if you think I'm dead wrong and you move on to the next video. That's totally fine. My goal with this channel is to set you up with astrological confidence, feeling like you know where to look to get the right answer. And so I want to give you permission, like, if mine was the first video that you saw, but then you talked to somebody else or you had a meeting with somebody else and their perspective made more sense to you personally, then follow that. There's a reason why it made more sense to you. So please trust your gut on that, trust your instincts. And thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching this video. I really appreciate you guys here, and take care.